On this day 26 years ago, a music streaming platform was launched, and while it was short-lived, it changed the industry forever. So this is the story of Napster. Napster started as a project created by a college student named Shawn Fanning, and it was officially released on June 1st, 1999. Napster was a file sharing service that allowed users to share digital files. So essentially, millions of Napster members were allowed to share music with other Napster members for free. At its height, 80 million users were using Napster, and it got so bad that different universities were actually blocking access to Napster because it was slowing down the internet for the whole campus. Napster was being used to download MP3 files across all genres of music, but the problem was it did not have any copyright approvals, which essentially made it illegal. And because Napster had grown to be so big, it was very quickly on the radar of the Recording Industry Association of America. They are also known as the RIAA. This is essentially the organization. If you hear an artist say that their song went gold or platinum, the RIAA is the one that stamps that. Well, just 2 years after it was launched, the RIAA got an injunction and Napster was forced to shut down. And your first instinct might be, oh my god, the RIAA ruined everything. It was actually a lot of musicians that were complaining too. Rock band Metallica filed their own suit against Napster. Rapper Dr. Dre also filed his own copyright suit. Eminem did not file a copyright suit, but he very publicly condemned the platform because his single, The Real Slim Shady, did get leaked via Napster. And then the exact same thing happened for his album, The Eminem Show. After Napster was shut down, it was forced to liquidate its assets, and it sold to a company named Roxio for $5.3 million. They essentially wanted the technology, the trademark, and the brand assets. After it was purchased, I think people realized that it just wasn't the same Napster that we all knew and loved, and so it continued to go through a lot of changes. In 2008, Best Buy purchased Napster for $121 million. 2 years later, in 2011, a different music streaming service called Rhapsody signed a deal to acquire Napster subscribers, so Napster became Rhapsody. Then 5 years later, in 2016, Rhapsody was like, okay, the whole Rhapsody thing is not catching on, so then they switched the brand name back to Napster. As of today, Napster is still running as a music on-demand service. You can still go get a subscription, and it is $9.99 a month.